Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Mr. Jobs English podcast. We're really happy you're here with us today. I'm Mia.
And I'm James. Thanks for joining us again. If you're listening while driving, walking, or working, we're glad we get to be part of your day.
And today we're doing something super practical and very realistic. We're going to simulate a real job interview so you can hear the kind of English people actually use when they apply for a job.
Exactly. The idea is simple. You listen to a real interview, you hear real questions, real answers, and real vocabulary. And after the interview ends, we'll break down the most useful phrases and give you alternative ways to answer.
Today's interview is for a waiter position. So imagine you're applying to work in a restaurant, a cafe, or a hotel.
And we'll keep the English clear and friendly so beginner and intermediate listeners can follow along. Ready?
Ready. Let's do it.
Great. I'll start the interview, and you're the candidate today.
Perfect.
Good morning. Thanks for coming in today. Please have a seat.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Let's start with something simple. Can you tell me about yourself?
Sure. My name is Mia. I have about 3 years of experience working as a waiter. I started in a small family restaurant, and later I worked in a busy cafe in the city. I enjoy customer service, I like working with people, and I'm comfortable in fast-paced environments.
Nice. When you say you're comfortable in fast-paced environments, what does that mean for you?
It means I can stay calm when things are busy. I can handle multiple tables, take orders, deliver food, and communicate with the kitchen without getting overwhelmed. I stay organized, and I focus on good service.
Good. Let's talk about your daily responsibilities. What do you usually do during a typical shift?
At the beginning of the shift, I help prepare the dining area. I check the tables, make sure everything is clean, and set up items like napkins and cutlery. When customers arrive, I greet them, show them to a table, and offer menus. Then I take drink orders first, and after that, I take food orders.
Great. And how do you make customers feel welcome when they arrive?
I smile, make eye contact, and speak in a friendly tone. I usually say something like, "Hi, welcome in. How many people are in your party today?" Then I guide them to a table and make sure they're comfortable.
Very good. Now, in many restaurants, customers ask for recommendations. How do you handle that?
I ask a quick question first, like what kind of food they like. Then I recommend popular dishes or something I personally know is good. For example, I might say, "Our grilled chicken is very popular," or "If you like pasta, I recommend the seafood pasta."
Good. And what do you do if a customer has a special request, like an allergy or a substitution?
I take it seriously. I listen carefully and I repeat the request to confirm. Then I note it clearly in the order and communicate it directly to the kitchen. If I'm not sure, I ask the chef or manager to confirm what's safe.
That's the right approach. Now, let's talk about communication. How do you communicate with the kitchen during a busy shift?
I stay clear and respectful. I send orders quickly, and if something is urgent, I make sure the kitchen knows. I also check the status of orders when customers are waiting, so I can keep them updated.
Good. And what do you say to customers if the kitchen is taking longer than expected?
I apologize politely and give them an honest update. I might say, "Thank you for your patience. Your food will be out soon." If the delay is long, I check if they need anything while they wait, like another drink or bread.
Excellent. Now, I want to ask about accuracy. Mistakes happen sometimes. What do you do if you bring the wrong dish to a table?
First, I apologize immediately. Then I remove the incorrect dish and bring it back to the kitchen. I communicate the mistake clearly so they can prepare the correct dish quickly. I also make sure the customer feels taken care of, and I follow up afterward to confirm everything is correct.
Great. Now, let's imagine a customer complains that their food is cold. How do you handle that?
I stay calm and professional. I apologize, and I offer to fix it right away. I take the plate back to the kitchen and ask them to remake it or reheat it, depending on the situation. Then I return and thank the customer for letting me know.
Good. Customer complaints are part of the job. Now I want to ask about teamwork. Restaurants rely on teamwork. Can you describe how you work with the team?
I support my coworkers. If someone is overwhelmed, I can help run food or refill drinks. I communicate clearly with the host, the kitchen staff, and other servers so the shift runs smoothly. I believe teamwork makes the service faster and better for customers.
Nice. Now, let's talk about handling pressure. What do you do when the restaurant is very busy and customers are impatient?
I prioritize tasks. I focus on urgent things first, like bringing drinks, delivering hot food, and checking on tables quickly. I stay polite and I don't let stress affect my tone. I also try to keep a positive attitude because that helps customers feel calmer too.
Great answer. Now, our restaurant is busy on weekends and evenings. Are you available to work nights, weekends, and holidays?
Yes, I am. I understand that those are peak hours in restaurants. I'm flexible and I'm used to working evenings and weekends.
Good. Let's talk about experience with payment and bills. Are you comfortable handling payments?
Yes, I can bring the bill, process card payments, and handle cash. I'm careful with accuracy when giving change, and I know how to split bills when customers request it.
Perfect. Now I want to ask about customer service style. How would you describe your service style?
I would say I'm friendly, attentive, and professional. I like making sure customers feel comfortable. I check in at the right moments without interrupting too much, and I try to anticipate their needs.
Great. Anticipate is a nice word. Now tell me, why do you want to work at our restaurant?
I like the atmosphere here. It feels busy but organized, and the staff seems professional. I also like that you focus on good customer service. I think my experience and my attitude would fit well here, and I'd enjoy working as part of this team.
Great answer. Now, if you got this job, when could you start?
I could start next week. I'm available to begin as soon as needed, and I'm happy to do training right away.
Great. Now I'll ask my final question. What would you do if you had multiple tables needing help at the same time?
I would stay calm and organize my priorities. I would quickly acknowledge each table so they don't feel ignored. For example, I could say, "I'll be right with you." Then I would handle the most urgent needs first, like bringing a drink that's ready, delivering hot food, or helping with payment. And then I would return to the other tables as quickly as possible.
Excellent. That shows strong multitasking and awareness. Now, do you have any questions for me?
Yes, I do. I'd like to ask about training. How do you train new servers here?
Good question. New servers usually shadow an experienced server for a few shifts. They learn the menu, the table numbers, the payment system, and the service standards.
That sounds great. And I also wanted to ask about teamwork. How would you describe the team environment here?
We support each other. During busy shifts, everyone helps. We expect strong communication and a good attitude.
Perfect. That's exactly the kind of place I enjoy working in.
Great. Thanks again for coming in, Mia. We'll review everything and get back to you soon.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
You too.
Okay, that felt like a real interview.
It really did. And you know what I liked? Your answers were clear, professional, and not too long. That's a big mistake many people make in interviews. They talk forever.
Yes, and then they forget what the question was.
Exactly. So now let's do what we promised. We'll go back through the interview and pull out the most useful vocabulary and phrases that a waiter needs in real life.
And we'll also give our listeners some alternative answers, because people have different personalities. Some are more confident, some are more shy, and both can still answer well.
Perfect. Let's start with the first question. Can you tell me about yourself? This is the classic interview question.
And the best thing is, your answer doesn't need to be complicated. In the interview, I said, I have about 3 years of experience working as a waiter. That's simple and strong.
One useful phrase there is, I have experience in, or I have experience working as.
Right. For example, you could say, I have experience working in restaurants, or I have experience as a server.
And yes, waiter and server are both common words. Server is often more neutral and modern, especially in North America.
Another phrase I used was fast-paced environment. That's a great one for restaurant jobs.
Let's explain it clearly. A fast-paced environment means a place where things move quickly. Many customers, many tasks, and you must work efficiently.
And efficiently means doing things in a good way without wasting time.
So if you want an alternative answer, you can say, I'm comfortable working in a busy environment, or I can handle pressure during busy shifts.
Handle pressure is a strong phrase. It shows emotional control.
Exactly. Another important word we used is shift. A shift is your work period. Morning shift, evening shift, weekend shift.
And typical shift means a normal, regular workday for you.
Now let's talk about waiter duties. You mentioned preparing the dining area.
Yes, and that vocabulary is super practical. Dining area is where customers sit and eat.
And set up means prepare, like set up the tables.
Napkins are the cloth or paper you use to clean your mouth or hands.
Cutlery is a great word too. Cutlery means fork, knife, and spoon.
And you can also say silverware, especially in American English.
True, silverware is very common in the US.
Another important phrase is to greet customers.
To greet means to welcome someone. This is the first impression.
And we used a very real sentence. How many people are in your party today?
Party here does not mean birthday party. It means the group of people together.
Exactly. A party of 2, a party of 4, a party of 6.
Another strong phrase is show them to their table. That means guide them to the table.
You can also say, please follow me, or right this way.
Right this way sounds very restaurant style.
Now, taking orders. The phrase is take an order.
Not get an order, it's take an order.
And you can say, are you ready to order? That's a classic.
Or, can I take your order, please? Very polite.
Another useful phrase is, would you like something to drink?
That's the first step in many restaurants.
And if you want to sound even more polite, you can say, can I start you off with something to drink?
Start you off means begin.
Now, special requests. This is crucial.
You said allergy and substitution.
An allergy is when food causes a reaction that can make someone sick.
And substitution means replacing one ingredient with another. For example, can I substitute fries for salad?
Another phrase you used is, I repeat the request to confirm.
That's a smart habit. Confirm means make sure it's correct.
A simple phrase could be, just to confirm, no onions, right?
Perfect. That prevents mistakes.
Now, recommendations. Customers ask, what do you recommend?
You can answer, I recommend the grilled chicken, or our most popular dish is the burger.
Most popular is a very easy phrase.
Another phrase is personal favorite. That means what you like best.
Example, my personal favorite is the pasta.
Now, delays. This happens in every restaurant.
You said, thank you for your patience,
That phrase is gold.
because it sounds polite and calm.
Alternative phrases, thanks for waiting, or it'll be out shortly.
Shortly means soon.
Another good word is update. You can say, let me check on your order, or I'll give you an update in a minute.
Check on means see what's happening.
Now, mistakes. Wrong dish.
You apologized immediately.
I'm so sorry, that's not what you ordered.
And then, let me fix that.
Fix means solve the problem.
Another useful phrase is, I'll have that corrected right away.
Right away means immediately.
Now, complaints, like cold food.
A great word there is remake.
We can remake the dish for you.
Remake means make it again, new and fresh.
Or reheat. Reheat means make it hot again.
Restaurants often choose remake to make the customer happy.
Now, teamwork. You said run food.
That's a real restaurant phrase. Run food means bring food from the kitchen to the tables.
And you also mentioned host.
A host is the person who welcomes guests and assigns tables.
Sometimes called hostess too, but host is more neutral.
Another important word is manager.
A manager is the person in charge.
Now, payment vocabulary, bill and check.
In American English, people often say the check.
In Canada, bill is common too.
So a customer might say, can we get the bill?
Or, can I get the check, please?
And split the bill means divide it.
Alternative phrase, separate checks.
Yes, customers say, can we get separate checks?
Another word, change.
Change is the money you give back when someone pays cash.
Now, interview vocabulary. Available, flexible, Start date.
I'm available to work weekends.
I'm flexible with my schedule.
I can start next week.
These are easy phrases, but very powerful.
And the final interview question, do you have any questions for me?
That's where many candidates freeze.
But your questions don't need to be fancy.
You can ask about training.
How do you train new servers?
Or, what do you expect from a new waiter in the first month?
That shows interest.
Now, let's give listeners a few quick alternative answers they can use if they don't have experience.
Yes, if you're new, you can say, I don't have direct experience yet, but I'm eager to learn.
Eager means very motivated.
Or, I'm a fast learner.
Fast learner means you learn quickly.
Or, I have customer service experience from another job.
That's very smart because customer service skills transfer.
And you can mention skills like punctuality.
Punctuality means being on time.
And reliability.
Reliability means you can be trusted to do your job.
And a positive attitude.
That matters a lot in restaurants.
One more tip for learners. Keep your answers structured.
Short, clear, and relevant.
Don't add unnecessary details.
And always sound polite.
Even if your English is simple.
Simple English is good English.
Exactly.
Before we wrap things up, let's help our listeners practice what they heard, because hearing good answers is one thing, but being able to use them is the real goal.
Exactly. And we'll do this in a very practical way. Imagine you're in that interview chair again. The manager looks at you and says, "Why should we hire you?"
That question scares a lot of people.
It does. But the answer doesn't need to be big or dramatic. A simple, honest answer works best. For example, you could say, I'm reliable, I work well with people, and I care about customer service.
That sentence alone covers a lot. Reliable means the employer can trust you. Work well with people shows teamwork, and customer service is the heart of restaurant work.
Another option could be, I'm friendly, organized, and I stay calm during busy shifts.
Stay calm is a great phrase. Restaurants can be stressful.
And if you want to sound even more confident, you can add, I always try to give guests a positive experience.
Positive experience is very interview-friendly language.
Now, let's talk about a question many learners worry about. Mistakes. The interviewer might ask, tell me about a time you made a mistake at work.
The key here is honesty, but also responsibility.
Right. You don't want to say, I never make mistakes. That sounds unrealistic.
A good answer could be, once I brought the wrong order to a table, but I apologized and fixed it right away.
That answer shows accountability. I apologized and I fixed it.
And you can add, I learned to double-check orders after that.
Double check means check again to avoid errors.
That shows growth.
Another common interview question is about teamwork. How do you work with others?
For a waiter, teamwork is everything.
A simple answer could be, I communicate clearly with my team and help whenever possible.
Whenever possible sounds natural and flexible.
Or you could say, if a coworker needs help, I step in.
Step in means help immediately.
Now, let's help listeners who might feel shy in interviews.
That's very common.
If you're nervous, short answers are okay. Clear answers are better than long, confusing ones.
And it's okay to pause for a second before answering.
Yes, silence for a moment is not a problem.
Now, let's talk about availability, because that often decides who gets hired.
Absolutely. Restaurants love flexibility.
A strong sentence is, I'm available to work evenings and weekends.
Or, I have open availability right now.
Open availability means you can work many shifts.
If that's not true, honesty still matters. You can say, I'm available on weekdays and some weekends.
That's much better than over-promising.
Another topic is learning speed. Interviewers often want to know how fast you adapt.
Especially in restaurants where menus and systems change.
A great phrase is, I'm a fast learner.
Or, I pick things up quickly.
Pick things up is informal but very natural.
Now, let's look at customer interaction phrases that came up in the interview.
One of my favorites is, how is everything tasting so far?
That's very common in North America.
And if there's a problem, you might hear, I'm not happy with this dish.
A professional response could be, I'm sorry about that. Let me take care of it for you.
Take care of it means solve the problem.
That phrase alone can calm a situation.
Another polite expression is, Thank you for letting me know.
That shows respect.
Now, let's help listeners prepare their own final question at the end of an interview.
Because the interviewer almost always asks, "Do you have any questions for us?"
And saying no is not ideal.
A safe question is, "What does a typical shift look like here?"
Or, what do you expect from a new server in the first few weeks?
That shows interest and motivation.
You could also ask, how do you support your staff during busy hours?
That shows you care about teamwork.
Now, let's do a quick role-play rewind, but just for practice phrases.
Imagine I'm the interviewer again. I say, "Tell me about your strengths."
You could answer, my strengths are communication and staying organized during busy shifts.
Perfect, short and clear.
Or, I'm very patient and friendly with customers.
That works beautifully for a waiter position.
Now, I ask you, what are your weaknesses?
This one scares everyone.
A smart answer could be, sometimes I'm too detail-oriented, but I'm learning to balance speed and accuracy.
Detail-oriented sounds professional.
And you turned a weakness into a learning point.
Exactly.
Now, let's talk briefly about cultural expectations.
In the US and Canada, friendliness matters a lot in service jobs.
Eye contact, polite language, and a calm tone are important.
And tipping culture means good service really counts.
Employers want waiters who understand that.
Now, let's summarize what listeners should take away from this episode.
First, interviews don't require perfect English.
Clear and honest English is enough.
Second, focus on customer service vocabulary.
Words like order, menu, bill, recommend, apologize.
Third, practice common interview questions.
And prepare simple answers in advance.
And finally, stay calm.
Confidence grows with practice.
That was a really solid interview simulation.
I agree. And this format helps learners imagine themselves in the job already.
That's the goal. Real English for real life.
And real confidence.
If you enjoyed today's episode, follow the podcast, hit the like button, and tell us in the comments which profession you want us to talk about next.
Thanks so much for spending your time with us.
We'll see you next time.
Take care.